Hey guys, this is Gracie, and I'll be talking about my first 9-week project of this year, which was me learning how to animate text in Adobe Photoshop. So, my learning goal was to learn how to animate typography, and how I picked out what I wanted to do for this project was actually going on YouTube and looking up videos of like animating stuff. And there's this video of somebody animating their little vector they made in Photoshop on the Photoshop timeline, and I thought that looked really cool and kind of something I'd want to learn. So, my first week was I said I was going to learn how to animate, which I actually will get to this later, but I actually used like the first week to figure out what I wanted to do because I kept changing what I wanted to do. But then my second week was to think of ideas for stop motion, which that's what I did, and then I followed that tutorial and to learn how to do it, and then I created it the third and fourth week. So what I used to learn how to do this was, of course, that tutorial. I used Photoshop, and I made the words and the little vector at the end, which you'll see in Illustrator. And then, of course, what I said earlier, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. At first, I wanted to do a film project, but then I wasn't gonna be in it. I realized, and I didn't really, or I was gonna be in it, and I wanted to be behind the camera, so I didn't want to do that. And then I wanted to do stop animation, and that's kind of how I found the tutorial, looking up animation, and I realized I wanted to animate my own um, typography. So, what I learned was how to make animation, and this is my first using the timeline feature and the video layer on Photoshop, because I didn't even know that was a thing until I found that tutorial and she was using it. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Which is just like going frame by frame. You can edit each image frame by frame. And I also refreshed my old Photoshop skills. So this is the finished product. So if you didn't catch that, it just says, oh boy. It just says love makes the world go round, and then it like drops down to a new screen. And has a little bubble around the world. So I'll show you a little bit how to do it. So I have my background layer, then the color I wanted, and then I had, as I said before, it's like I made the words in Adobe Illustrator. And then I just made it a PNG and put it on this. So that's a layer. And then you need another layer to draw on top of that layer with. And then to animate it, you're going to need a video layer, new blank video layer. And then it'll put it in your timeline down here. So if you want to animate, you can zoom all the way in. To make an outline of this, you just press Command click. So it'll only allow you to draw in the lines. Then you go back to your video layer, and your video layer basically lets you go frame by frame if you zoomed in. And so if you want to animate it, oh boy. Okay. This is on the first frame. You just fill a little bit in. Then you can go to the next frame, it'll have it blank. So then you fill a little bit more in. And then you go to the next one, and you fill a little bit more in. Okay, and basically you keep doing this, and as you'll see, it'll look like it's like drawing it. If you keep going, it looks a lot better. Oopsies. So yeah, it's actually really time consuming, more time consuming than people probably assume it is. But then, um, at the end, I just took out this layer. So then if you play it, it just like looks like it's drawing itself, and you can't like see all the words already. So that's basically what I did just to all of the words. And that's pretty much how you animate in Photoshop. So pretty much I just learned how to use the timeline down here and like move this frame by frame. Because it'll just give you a new blank one on each frame that you can write on. So it was really helpful and easy to use, I thought, for the first time. So overall, I learned that sometimes you don't get inspiration right away. I got really frustrated not knowing what to do. Usually I'm like have a plan of what I want to do, have like multiple plans of what I want to do. This time I had multiple plans, but all of them were unfinished. So I of course learned that because I didn't have a starting plan, um, it takes up time like to think of a plan, and it made me really frustrated. But of course that's just a part of life, and it kind of taught me to think through what you want to do beforehand. So yeah, that's basically what I learned, and I hope you guys liked it. I'll show you again one more time because it goes a little quickly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for listening to me talk for quite some time. And yeah, bye.